Hey everybody, Darren Yankee here with Echo Y Farms. We're out in the pastures where the cattle are grazing the stockpiled forage. Currently the cattle are getting moved 5 times a day onto new grass. We've been kind of struggling lately with keeping the grass ate down short enough to where I like to see it. We've been leaving the cattle have too big of area, and they haven't been doing a great job of eating it down like I like to see. So we've been making the paddocks smaller as of lately. We were giving them about a ½ acre per day, and now we're down to about 2/10 of an acre per day. And we got about 70 adult animals out here and about 70 calves. So the calves are still sucking on the cows out in this pasture that we're in currently. But if you look on the ground, there's quite a bit of material left on the ground yet. So we are working our way this way as we leave the cattle have access to new grass every couple hours during the daytime. And you can see that there is forage standing yet, which means that I'm way ahead of the cattle yet. Here's our newest calf, actually just born here in December. Just kind of a one calf that we had in the way wrong time of the year, but that's how it goes. So we normally have in May and June. But yeah, the calves are all on the cows. Yeah, everybody's looking in pretty good shape for having the calves on the cows. Here's this H11 right here. This is actually the cow that just had the calf in December. I mean, that looks like a pretty nice manure pie considering the cattle are eating a lot of brown, mature orchard grass that hasn't been grazed in 16 or 17 months now. But if you look down at the ground, there's a lot of fine stuff down in here, softer leaves. So there's a lot of semi stuff on top, but there's a lot of soft leaves down in there. Here's a steer we're looking at. We got our grass finished steers out here with the cows. Again, trying to keep less groups of cattle on the farm makes it a lot easier. So he's not looking too bad. He'll be about 18, 19 months old now probably. Here's a beautiful cow. She has a nice 500-pound calf on her. Still giving milk. Nice little udder down in there. Another nice looking, this one's a heifer here actually. So she doesn't have no calf on her, but nice looking heifer. We do have 2 groups of cattle. There's one way across the valley, a little black dot over there. There's about 30 head over there. Them head are currently getting bred right now, so that's why they're not in here with this group. These guys will be calving in May and June. The ones over there are getting bred by the bull. They'll calve beginning of September through October is the plan. But like I said, the calves can go absolutely anywhere they want out here. We have calves up there. They're not in the paddock that they're supposed to be in. There's a whole bunch of calves on the lower side of the fence over here. There's a fence line right here. There's a whole bunch of calves on the lower side of that fence. But they gotta walk all the way back through the pasture there, around that hillside. Their water is way over there, below that white line of bales. We're talking about 3,000 feet of going back to get their water. The calves and the cows. So there's a gateway over in the corner of this paddock where these calves can come up in here as well. And there's also a couple gates along that fence. So the calves do have access to get in here by the cows in 3 different spots. So there's nothing restricting them to come up this way. Here's some more calves. looking pretty nice for the most part. Just like any group of cattle, you always got your small ones, you always got your real nice ones, so there's always that one or two that you just don't like. But today you can kind of see we got a fence. About in here is a visible fence. You see the cattle really haven't knocked down anything going this way because the fence is about in here. Now I'm starting to make a corner. Right where I'm standing is kind of a corner. So then you go down this way, you can see right where that visible fence is again. It's about right in here. So I'm moving the cattle from here down. They're moving that way. Now I kind of divide this pasture up instead of making long skinny paddocks all the way up to that woods like I have here. I started making the paddock shorter, about a third of the width. We're going to bring the cattle this way. And the purpose of this is there's a gateway down here in the corner. So I'm going to get these cattle down to that gateway so they can access in by the calves in the lower paddock and have another way to get over to the water. Because right now, the cattle have to come from that corner over there to get into this paddock. So just allowing cattle another access point. And then after we get them to this gateway up here, we'll start allowing them to graze up into this pasture. So we're not going to leave this pasture. We're just kind of changing our fence lines to accommodate opening up another gateway. But as you can see, I'm back here disturbing the cattle, so they're all starting to move on me for no particular reason here. Here we got one of our smaller cows with the calf on her side yet. We can see the calves kind of out in the tall grass there. They're all out ahead of the virtual fence. So how tall is this grass? Well, it's pretty tall. Well, that's what the pasture looks like before we turn the cattle into it. See the calves hiding out in it. Got a little bit of snow falling down today. It's kind of nice to have a little bit of snow out on the ground too. But anyways, that's what we're up to today. Just looking at the cattle out here grazing the stockpile forage. Well, anyways, you guys have a great day and we'll talk to you later.